Hi, my name is Idamibi Eremia. I am the CEO and co-founder of Sunbeam Games. Sunbeam Games, it's a mobile game development company based here in Nigeria, where we created the first 3D PC game back in 2011. Basically, we create fun African themed games for a global audience. Back in 2011, I was doing my youth service, and I was working with a colleague of mine, Jeffrey, and we had, as kids, we had always bantered around about making games. We played them a lot, so we were like, why is there no Nigerian game with our own themes and so on? And so we came up with the idea for a game called Tilapia. About a fish whose eggs had been stolen by some guy called Okure. It was one big octopus guy, and basically she was out to get her eggs back. And it's fun, simple adventure game. It was 3D and it was only for PCs. The moment we made it, we made a 3-level demo for the game. December 2011, and then we announced it online on Nairaland particularly, and it just blew. It was massive. Everybody was like, "Hey, Nigerian, wonderful, amazing, awesome!" And people were really excited. Back then, it was novel, it was new, and they were surprised that we actually did it. There was a lot of interest, but again, after that, there was a lot of expectation. So people wanted bigger, they wanted better, they wanted scaled up. But the response was massive. It was awesome. Our inspiration comes from everyday experiences. It comes from games we've played because we play them a lot. It comes from weird ideas. It could be in church, and we chat a lot. My team is scattered. There's about 5 of us. It's scattered. We don't stay in an office. We don't, So we meet every day, every morning, and in a WhatsApp group, and then we discuss. So nothing is thrown out. Somebody could come up with a random idea and say, "Hey, I was in church today, and I thought, why don't we make a game about people and the dances they do in church and something?" And then we table it down and keep it for future, and then make some notes. So inspiration comes from a lot of places. Gameplay wise, we get experience from games that we've played and previous games, and sometimes we get some innovative new ideas of our own as well. Yes, Tilapia was released, like I said, in 2012, because it was for the MTN contest. It was only released on the MTN App Store. We weren't satisfied with the game as we met the game's deadline, so we held back again on a global release, and we've held it back. It's still in the works, but it's available on that store. But globally, we wanted to hold back till we've polished it till the level we want. Our standards have increased, so to speak. Beyond that game, we have Valentine Rush, which was done in 2014. Yes. In 36 hours. The same way I said we just come up with random ideas, we were like, hey, it's 2 days to Valentine's. The girls are going to want us to spend all our money again. So we were like, let's just make a running game where this guy is trying to avoid the Valentine's Day traps that the girls want. You know, they always want some presents, wine. They want you to take them out. And in our case, in our story, she wanted him to finally buy her a house. So essentially, that was what the game was about. We made it in 36 hours between the 12th and the 14th. And we released it on Valentine's Day. And that was massive. We made several homepages, several blog articles, about 2,000 downloads on the day, and it was fun, and it built up from there. Besides that game, we've also worked on another game called Sortables, which is a recycling-based game. We worked on it together with a World Bank project called Connect for Climate. You basically sort trash into different bins, paper, plastic. It's fun. There we went 3D. We're also working on a bunch of other exciting new titles. You are going to be hearing a lot of them. We are slowing down a bit so that we can produce stuff that is world class. But like I said, in all our games, there's a small theme. They are international level, but like in Valentine Watch, you would see that when the guy picks up money, it's Naira. When in Sortables, there is a keke in the background. We want our people to first identify with these things and then help spread it to a global audience. They are global playable games, but with a slight African and Nigerian theme. We have faced a number of challenges, some of which would be, in fact, the major challenge for most people is finance. This isn't, a proper game takes a while to build. It takes resources. You need to pay for particular software. You need tablets, you need high-end computers, you need time of which, even though they are my friends, people ought to be paid. You know, those are the challenges we have, mostly finance. Skill level, I think we have a competent team, so that isn't a problem. So it will be mostly finance. As we make more games and monetize them, I think this will be taken care of. But for now, it's challenging as a startup, especially because no matter how good your product is, you still have to market. Besides game development, for now it's part-time. I'm also a videographer. I do some web design, I do some graphic design, but it's mainly video and visual effects and animation and that kind of thing. In the course of my work in the last few years, I have been blessed to work with and win several contests for international brands. This includes a stop motion thing that was very big. I was the overall winner for worked with Kia. I've worked with FAR, I've worked with OB, Tampon, I've worked with a lot. There are a lot of them. Most of them were international contests and awards, and of which they were mostly organized by ICA.com. And I feel privileged to have done all this, won a number of awards in this, and we are bringing that to bear in all that experience into game development.